Greetings friends, mercenaries, and members of the guild, and welcome back to our archives. We have been expecting you. You have arrived at the perfect moment. Our researchers have just uncovered some data from the Book of Boba Fett TV show. They speculated and analysed on the death of Cad Bane during the Book of Boba Fett, and whether it was actually true. If you want to know the answer to this question and our personal opinion on it, go check out a video that we linked in the description. Cad Bane was a mercenary unlike any other before him, establishing himself as a ruthless, intelligent, tactical, and strategic bounty hunter beyond any that you would ever see in the Star Wars galaxy. Cad Bane had a license to kill, and as long as the pay was right, he would accept any job, even jobs, especially jobs, that involved the powerful and nigh undefeatable Force-wielding Jedi. Cad Bane specifically outlined his arsenal to fight against these Force-imbued combatants, allowing his unique gauntlets, equipped with stunners, Cortosis bullets, and dual-mounted flamethrowers, as well as his jet boosters, in order to combat Jedi, and even more importantly, Sith. Cad Bane worked heavily in league with the Sith, being one of the few individuals in the entire galaxy before the reign of the Empire who was contacted directly by Darth Sidious via hologram. Darth Sidious did this multiple times during Cad Bane's career during the Clone Wars, and what many would call his prime, primarily during Cad Bane's raid on the Jedi Temple, where he supplied him with a security chip that analysed every single security detail within the entirety of the temple, informing Cad Bane of every single lock and key within the holocron vault that Darth Sidious required. But there is one accessory that we have not really touched upon yet, that being Cad Bane's iconic breathing tubes. Cad Bane's iconic face, fit with his, well, more or less nose, his pale crimson eyes, and blueberry blue skin, was equipped with twin breathing devices. These breathing devices coiled into a device that was inserted into his back. This device was seen throughout Cad Bane's career, only being exported away from him when he was imprisoned with Moralo Evol and Rako Hardeen, who was secretly disguised as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Cad Bane was taken in prisoner, and his breathing devices were taken away and confiscated by the prison guard, believing that they could contain some kind of weapon, when in reality they were purely a last line of defense. Cad Bane employed these breathing tubes for an incredible and awesome reason. As did he employ his other weapons to fight Jedi, Cad Bane specifically had in mind the Sith when he installed these breathing devices and respirator within his throat. Cad Bane was one to never underestimate his opponents. He always picked his fights carefully and would always outline his arsenal to take on the Jedi. But the Jedi weren't really his main threat. His main threat was the Sith, as I stated beforehand. Cad Bane worked heavily in league with Sith Lords such as Darth Maul, Count Dooku, and Darth Sidious during the budding time of his career and during his peak during the Clone Wars, going so far as to even being contacted directly by Sidious. Cad Bane employed these respirators early into his career. He saw that the Jedi, while being noble and peacekeeping diplomats, were not prone to various techniques. He knew he'd have to step up his game if he was going to become famous like his hero and idol Jango Fett. Jango had made a name for himself by killing multiple Jedi Padawans with his bare hands, using his brutal Mandalorian culture and society and training. Cad Bane wanted to replicate this, but in a unique way, using tactics and various weapons to utterly overwhelm the Force-wielding Jedi such as toxic gas and flamethrowers. Cad Bane specifically employed these breathing devices to stop people from being Force-choked. He didn't need them. It wasn't like Darth Vader or Darth Malgus. For those who don't know, Darth Malgus was heavily injured during the Battle of Alderaan, where after being exploded with a grenade, shot in the face with a rocket launcher, had an enormous force wave puncturing him within a mountain, and then taking place in the novel Deceived, we can see that Darth Malgus, prior to the Battle of Coruscant, fought against two Jedi and had two buildings collapse on him, causing his servant and later lover, Alina Daru, forced to install a breathing respirator in order for him to stay alive. Despite this, Malgus felt no pain. Darth Vader, of course, was maimed and incinerated and burned on Mustafar, with his entire organs and lungs being reduced to nothing but a charred husk of what they once were. Cad Bane had no such health condition or no such disability. Cad Bane merely chose to have them installed into his cheeks. Cad Bane used these to stop Jedi and Sith from force choking him, although the Jedi were peacekeeping diplomats and not often employed force choke. Rare ones such as Anakin Skywalker during the Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith, and Luke Skywalker during Return of the Jedi. Only 5 years before Cad Bane would meet his untimely demise during the battle with Freetown, Cad Bane knew that the Jedi, despite their nobility and pride, would, if the situation got worse, employ such hazardous techniques. They would employ them in the hope that they would kill him, making a swift end to his opponent despite the Jedi Code. In doing this, they would defile the Jedi Code. But Cad Bane knew that in the end, despite the fact they might be expelled from the Order, or multiple other punishments may befall him, he would die. So, he installed these breathing devices, causing an oxygen pipe to funnel through his throat and feed oxygen into his lungs, not causing any external damage, meaning that if any Jedi or Sith attempted to force choke him, the oxygen that was being filtered and siphoned through his throat would continue and would allow him to remain in the game, allowing him to pick up his LL-30 blaster pistols and catch his very surprised enemy off guard. This would effectively make Cad Bane the most lethal, non-force sensitive in the galaxy when it came to fighting Jedi and Sith, allowing Cad Bane to truly become the greatest Jedi-killing bounty hunter in all of Star Wars lore. Well, my friends, what did you think of this breakdown of the awesome and insane reason Cad Bane uses his breathing tubes despite not needing them? I hope that you're enjoying this Cad Bane information that we are putting out. Cad Bane is one of, if not my favourite Star Wars character of all time. His ruthless and tactical nature truly shimmers through the Clone Wars. And the episodes where he, Rako Hardeen and Moralo Evol are plotting a plot to kill the Chancellor and kidnap him and force him to release all Separatist prisoners is truly something that I marvel at, and truly one of the highlighted arcs in the entirety of the Clone Wars. Goodbye, my friends, mercenaries, and bounty hunters. Be sure to check the bounty board before you go, as there are always more dangerous bounty hunters in the vast galaxy.